I'm your Coach Key, and today we are working with a silver Omen who has switched to controller after losing confidence. They're not sure what they're doing wrong, but for some reason some games they pop off and some games they don't. Today we're going to take a look at their VOD and see what we can find. This is going to be a little different because usually I'm with the student. However, this time it'll be just me, you, the VOD, and it'll give us a little bit more time to dive into more specifics. And don't forget to stick around to the end to see the notes I give them to hit gold next. Enjoy. So this is Icebox. Icebox is actually a pretty tricky map for some people, but there's very tangible things that people just forget to do. Especially A site, you want to remember is there's a lot of angles. So like all these early angles we're having to face right now, usually we use something like initiator util. Very first thing we're going to think about is the smokes and how they complement our play. So notice we smoke up rafters here, and then second smoke goes left side or right in the middle there. And now we're going to be entering into sites. So we got our smokes down, we got the initiator util out. Turns out it flashed someone, and our Killjoy, lovely as she is entering for us. Notice how she's getting shot from the left. We realize it's to the left, but at that time it's too late, and we just want to take this fight. We take the fight, we lose the fight. Now here's the issue. Here's the fundamental issue, is this isn't how you play Icebox. This isn't how you play Omen. So right now we don't have Omen instinct, and we don't understand how space works on Icebox. Okay, very first thing we think about is the fact we had 2 TPs here. They didn't even get used. The second thing we think about is we just ran up and didn't even consider the close dangers. We kind of just looked around a little while our team was getting shot by 2 enemies. The last thing is these smokes. Okay, and I'm going to cover this all in a custom. Whenever you play Icebox, never go bottom, always go upper. If you want to go bottom after going upper, just drop down here. This just avoids the early fight. Then you can check this, you can check this, but your goal as Omen should be to get up here. Your goal as Omen should be get up here. This is the mistake most players make about Icebox, is they don't take any elevation and they all just funnel through this small tight choke point. I'm going to show you what I think we should be doing every single time, because this smoke is a bad smoke. You want to instead do this close smoke. Basically blocks off the same angle that you're already trying to block off, which was this one, but now it blocks off this player, and it allows us to do one thing we couldn't do before. If we want to just run and jump up here, that could work. It also allows one other thing. You could just straight up TP here. You could just straight up TP here. And this would be pretty safe. You're generally blocked from a lot of these angles, and not a lot of players will expect it. And I know some people at home just like flinched back in their chairs hearing me say that. But here's the important thing about Omen Instinct. You need to be able to take a risk with your TPs and take space with your TPs. If you never take this risk that there's not a player hiding in the smoke and there's not a player close here when you've never done this play before and it's pissed around, you're cooking yourself. Second smoke change is you never smoke this. Let me explain. When you smoke this, and I'm a player that's rotating from boiler, I'm rotating from B, I just do this. And I'm on site with my team. Even safer, I just do this. And I'm on site with my team. This is a better smoke for them than it is for you. It's not the best, but you throw a smoke like this. It doesn't completely block off the angle. You can see there's some like holes on the sides. But ideally, you just have it block off this angle, because this angle is really gnarly when you come up site. So better to block that off, and if your teammates swing all the way back site, like that's on them. So those are the 2 smokes I would change. This is the pathing I would change. And then the last thing, which is the space control. Let me show you what this looks like in good old fashioned Valo plan. Okay, so what you're not thinking of is what space you control, what space the enemies control. This is the easiest way to break down space. So this is our space, this is neutral space, and then this actually would be technically, no, it's more like this. Okay, this is the space seek control, and then this is the space, oops, redo. This is the space you fight over, and then this is the space seek control. And so when you take space, you should be wary of neutral space. You should use something for neutral space. Remember me mentioning initiator util, but you should also want to take this space as soon as possible if you're contesting it. So if you like slow walk up a main, it's really bad. If you don't use utility for A, it's really bad, because this is when we start to break down the amount of places that enemies can be. And this is why Icebox is really deadly. People can start being up here. They can start making it to jail. They could start peeking from pipes. So a lot of this starts to be contested. But especially once you're going through this area, right? We entered and we crossed this line. You're going to see a lot more dangerous spots. So there's going to be close left. There's going to be basically close right. Let me throw dangers because these are spots you check literally every time. And this continues as you go outside. As you go outside, there's very common spots that you just want to make sure are clear. Top of screens is technically one. Backside is always going to be one, both backside and rafters, but these basically get cleared at the same time. And then there's like close right. These are like the big dangers you need to be careful of. So when you take site, we have to consider these dangers. This is why going up top is so much better. Because now let me show you with all those dangers in mind what we're doing. We go up here, there's the close right. Okay, there's rafters. And then you can scale and clear this. And then you can jump up here. And then you can hop on the rope and clear this. And then you can drop down here. And take this fight. Okay, we've effectively done all the dangers. It wasn't the best, like most favorable. But we got on site and we cleared the dangers. If you want to do this from the ground, it's basically the same thing. We could have done this too. You clear the close dangers. And then you focus on the next dangers. So don't worry about that. Go here, clear close. Now you clear gen. Now you clear backside. Okay? This is how you do it. You have to clear space like this because if you don't, you're going to get, first off, you're not isolating angles effectively. So you're going to have like this happen when you were like looking here and suddenly get shot from here, or you like run up here and suddenly get shot from here, or you're looking here and suddenly you get shot from here. It's a recipe for disaster. So this is how important your approach to space is. In just one round, we could find everything here. And this just gets improved with experience. And also just the more you think about the space. So this never changes. This has been Icebox for a very, very long time. The only problem is when people don't play around Icebox accordingly. And then they're like, why don't I win on Icebox? And this is just why. So you can take this idea of neutral, enemy, and ally space and put it in any other spot you want. Any other spot. And if you're wondering like, how the heck do I work on this? It's so simple. Just go steal some pro playing on that map. Go copy what he does. If you don't want to do that, you want to be your own person, individual, whatever, go into customs and do exactly what I did. See where the smokes are really good thrown. See where you can experiment with them. There's a bunch of different smokes you can throw, but keep in mind the dangers when you throw them. A bad entry is one that doesn't consider these dangers. Okay? We managed to get a player mid. This was a good play to just go mid in general on an eco round because we haven't tested this space yet. It's always good to test each space at least once. So now we know that Raze likes to play boiler. We know that Keji doesn't put her turret mid. We missed another player. So there's just some missing awareness of just like where's the next danger. So after we kill the Raze, who's going to peek us next? It's either boiler or nowhere else. So it's good just to keep your gun on boiler as you go away. We go out and peek, and then we get into this semi-nice lurk position. This really just works because we're silver and they forgot we existed in 5 seconds. But the next thing you do here is because you're in this advantage, you want to go aggressive, considering it's still an eco in a 2v3. That's a double disadvantage. And you want to try to get one here, even if it means like playing this corner and getting one as they rotate out because our teammate's leaving. Or if you want to just TP across like to this side and play that, and maybe there's a guy left side here, but we take that risk anyways. But here we ended up just getting stuck between the two dangers again, and like we talked about, and what we showed in the custom is that just never works out. You get shot by one guy and then all of a sudden there's another guy and then you're like, oh shit, and then you get GG'd. Okay, and there's not gonna be a lot more to cover for these entries because this is just TLDR, like the first 20 seconds of the round, what you want to be doing. We end up going up top here, which is good, but our teammates are already on site, so they get all the kills. We get on site, we plant the bomb, we do a nice little smoke for heaven, which I kind of liked, and then we fought with our teammate, which I kind of liked, and then we did what I didn't kind of like, which is notice that the Raze was there and kept peeking her, and when she wasn't peeking us, we decided to peek her even further and further until we just gave her a 1v1. Okay, next round we go B. We think we killed everyone. We run up. Turns out we didn't. So this is just the dangers coming back in us. So if we go look over at B, I can do the same thing, except I'm really just going to put down these dangers, and you guys put squares around them. Okay, these are the dangers that exist. These are like the 3 big ones. These 2 get smoked off. So these are the 3 big ones. You want to clear this when you go outside. No exceptions. Don't just assume it's clear. You have to make sure it's clear every single time. This is the big difference I see between low elo players and high rated players. Is honestly, some high rated players don't even do this, but listen. I'm building you to be the ideal player. Okay. We check all 3 of these spots. If we don't feel like the Silver Drone covered it completely, if you don't feel like the Gecko Flash covered it completely, we clear these spots no matter what. It has to be done. People in low elos complain about people in rat spots, and then they don't clear corners, and they're like, God, these players are so ratty, but they never check the corners. You gotta check the corners. This is a good Omen instinct time where you can flash this player. So our jet dashes up, spots him. I mean, we could even be here already. But having something to use here, TP'd on top, since we don't have flash, but need to advance the space to like help our teammates because they're just fighting. And we just kind of get stuck back here. And we take fights, but they're just fights. So there's nothing like unique about these fights, and you really want to avoid that as Omen. A lot of agents are like this, but especially Omen, where you just don't, you want to be TP'd somewhere weird. You want to be playing around your smoke. You want to have a flash in your hand to be able to use. And there's really not going to be a lot more to cover in this, because a lot of what we covered is literally in these first few rounds. It's literally just this danger awareness and then how we use Omen to approach those dangers. I could cover this for 20 more minutes and talk about crosshair placement and talk about your mechanics and talk about how else you can use this and use that. But I just want to get you going. We need to be on the road to improving. And if I do all that, we're going to be on like a loop-de-loop. This is what I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on this. And if I give too much info to students, what I found is we go from being like a singular road to it starts looking like a fan, and there's like 6 different roads you take, and I'm like, yeah, but you should take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And these are all great ways you can improve. And the student's like, okay, I'll improve at 1. Okay, I'll improve at 2, 3, 4, and then there's just too much. I'll get rid of this. And now you have 6 different things you have to improve on. It's too much. Focus on the one thing, do your best to improve the one thing. Let's take a quick break from the yapping. Listen, valorant can be a tiring experience because some of us not only want to improve but also have fun.
Wait.
No, wait. So if you'd like bonus videos every month, you can join us for in-houses and a masterclass where I break down every agent in Valorant. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in the description. Starting now, all tier 3 subs get free VOD reviews. That's right, free. Find your next step to start improving and start enjoying this god-awful game. Now back to the video. Now we're on defense. We're playing B-skis. And we get early intel, which is really huge. There's a fight here. We're gun out. We couldn't get one. That's a really nice close smoke though, and it's good we played off here. That's a very nice play too. That's a very nice play, playing around the smokes. You see how different these fights now start to look once we start playing around our close smoke, once we're playing around that smoke, and we still have like a TP and smoke here to use. A lot of potential here. I just pray to God we don't throw it away with how we're playing right now. Yep, we're throwing it away. Stop peeking. Stop peeking. Nothing else you need to do. Nothing else you need to do. Stop peeking. Already such a glorious pick. Already stuck here. Everyone's already aware of you and looking at you because you just killed their guy. Give it up. Give it up. Okay, there's one other thing here that I'll just throw at you to throw at you. But this is it, okay? Nothing more than this. You could one-way this. And that would stop this player from peeking and allow you to peek deeper and maybe catch one of these players off guard or just fight with your teammates better. That's it. That's it. This isn't a silver play. This isn't a diamond play. But it's a pretty high level play, and I want you to have it in your playbook. I want you to know that there is still more stuff we could have done here. The last thing you want to do here is take fights that look like fights. These are just fights. I see abilities in your hand and I see us taking fights. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? What the hell? We're just going to keep peeking. We're just going to keep peeking. The smoke isn't even down yet. So yeah, think about your abilities. Think about your teammates. Don't think about the fight. Okay, we're mid. The killer is brain dead. Again, I would never assume this is clear. We can now because we just saw 3 in the minimap. I don't think we're doing that. Never assume this is clear. When you're going for this gun, check these close left corners. We need to build this habit. I don't care if there's a 1 in a million chance. There's no reason not to. You're there. You're looking.
On site 55.
Anyways, 2v1, we have a Spectre. This should be an easy little dub here. It should be an easy little dub. As long as you guys play together. Never assume they just grab Spike and ran. Never assume. This fade could literally destroy you guys. Wait for them to plant and rotate. She ran through mid. Like, this is what I'm saying. These silver players are so unpredictable. This turned out to be the luckiest timing of our life. But to me, watching this, it's the scariest thing I've ever seen. Also, she's 100% under. Nice, good job.
Good job.
Okay, so wait for them to rotate. Wait for them to plant before you rotate. Yes, there's a very good chance she did. But you don't want to get caught off on the rotate, because I know how we play, where we just run out from rotate and all of a sudden the fade's like mid. Or all of a sudden she's like here and we run through here and we get killed. All right, a better player would absolutely destroy you in this position. A better player would. And I want us to prepare for that better player by just being aware of this danger. Because when we run out here, we don't look at a single dane. We don't look at a single dane. We're just like, oh, this entire space is clear. Let me just knife out, run, flick. Everything's okay here. And this is a big thing you want to avoid. Once you get the intel she's here, everything's a-okay. Until that point, you have to be careful of everything. Have to be careful of anything. This is the only time it's okay to be paranoid in this game, okay? Nothing towards B. We do a really good job of grabbing early B intel. This is something that these B players tend to struggle with on Icebox. Shamana damana hamana hamana. Spam here isn't a bad idea. We're the minimap. Flash here would be perfect, by the way.
I'm baiting. He's right here. Right here.
I don't... Okay, I think we're baiting for the ace, so kind of respectable. Okay, we're playing B again. Trying to go for an early timing, maybe. Except we are inspecting our gun and it blocked where the angle we're holding. Yep, defense is looking like the exact opposite of your attack for some reason. Also, do your close smoke here so you can help your gecko. Okay. Or do that one-way aim main so you can help your gecko. Again, you're resetting the position. Yep. That smoke's a little scuffed, I'm not gonna lie. And not a one-way. The fade's literally just peeking you. It's all good though. Or better. Nice. This is where you do a close smoke. Running out with flash is crazy. TP on top of the yellow is okay. TPing to left side's okay, but don't just take a fight for it to be a fight. Once you're low HP like that, you need to do something crazy. So we kind of nailed the head on the hammer. The defense is looking a lot better in terms of util usage and just like general awareness. But solving troubles with danger and solving troubles not using our abilities, okay? Not playing around our abilities, mostly. Not playing around our abilities. I mean, amazing flick. All blue barred. All blue barred. Again, just running out into 3 people. This is just us in a nutshell. This is just us in a nutshell. Not aware of these dangers, get caught off. And we're not using the flash enough. I mean, the flash would be good to use more. But I'm not too pressed about it. So this is basically it. Alright, we nailed everything on the hammer. I'll leave the timestamps in here for the actual VOD. Let's go more in depth in this. But right now, we just need to get there. Alright? Think about how you can use your utility to approach this space. Okay, I'm going to throw some stuff out there just to really solidify this point. Here's me flashing 2 of the dangers. Here's me flashing all the left side, all the right side. Here's me blocking off right side. All right, these flashes accomplish that. Okay, here's a TP I can do. That's pretty cool. If I smoke this, here's a TP I can do. Here's another one I can do that's pretty cool. If I don't actually use this and I somehow just get in the smoke, here's another one I can do that's okay. It might work. If you don't think it's going to work, throw a close smoke like here. And then instead TP into this and try that instead. Okay. You have some room for experimentation, but that's the gist. Need to use our abilities more for how we treat space, how we approach it. When we peek 3 people who are all in a straight line here, and when we peek 3 people who are all in a straight line like this, and we do it without using a single piece of utility, anything at all, it's just no bueno. Okay, we need something to allow us to scale space, to push space, to fight enemies. If not, we're here. And this isn't any kind of favorable fight. It's just, I better be the better aimer or else I'm losing. And this goes even if you play duelist. So yeah, here's the notes from the end of the session. Here's the reminder. You can tell it's very early to find. That doesn't matter. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you for sending this in. Best of luck out there.